Alright, moving right along to our next Patreon request, and as always, if you'd like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, you guys can start sending me requests for videos to do here on YouTube. But other than that, hope you all enjoy this, and yeah, let's get started with the video. So, this Patreon request comes from Cyborg19.99, who asked me to do a very interesting video, as you see from the title, what if Guy Gardner was in the Marvel Universe? Yep. What if Guy Gardner was a Marvel Universe character? Like, that's really, that's what we're going with here. So, let's talk a bit about Guy Gardner. Guy Gardner, first off, is my favorite Green Lantern. I know, shocker. It's a big shock that a lot of people are like, really? Guy's your favorite? Out of all the characters, Guy fucking Gardner is your favorite of these characters, of all the Green Lantern characters. Yeah. So let's talk about what would it be like if he was in the if he was a Marvel Universe character. First and foremost, let's get that out of this way. Let's get this out of the way first. He's not going to be liked. If you think he's liked in the DC universe, it's not going to change much in the Marvel universe. Now, I do see, like, Guy being, like, in this universe, Guy can't be a Green Lantern. Like, let's talk about that, actually. Let's bring that up first. Guy cannot be a Green Lantern here, because there are no Green Lanterns in the Marvel. If he was a Marvel Universe character, he could be, however, a Nova Corps member. And everyone would, just like in DC Comics, everyone would be like, I wish Richard Rider were here and not Guy Gardner. And Guy Gardner would just be like, fuck all of you. So that's how I see it, is that in this universe, he'd be a Nova Corps member. And more, like, people would be like, where's Alexander, or where's Richard? And they're like, I'm here, and it's like, you're just Guy, though. You're just the same old Guy Gardner. But we'll cycle back to that in a bit. Now, I do think Guy would have some friends in the event. If he was in the Marvel universe, he'd definitely have some friends. I'm not like Steve would always see the good in him, no matter how annoying. Tony would always think he's above him. But honestly, I think he would be best friends with Hawkeye. I think Guy and Clint would be bros. They would absolutely... They're just a couple of man-children who would just literally go around, pull pranks on all the other Avengers, and just have a grand old time. Also, I could definitely see, like, Guy backing Clint when he makes, like, Avengers West Coast, or if he wants to do something else. Guy... I know a lot of people think that Guy's just a big idiot, but there's way more to his character. There is so much more to his character than I'm a big dumb ginger idiot. Like, that's really what he is. There's not that he can be that, but really there's more to it than that. Guy Gardner is also a dude who is first and foremost, when shit goes sideways, he's the guy you want on the front lines, because he can go from jackass to field general in a heartbeat. And that would be vital if he was in the Marvel Universe, especially if he was part of the Avengers or Guardians of the Galaxy. Hell, I could even see him being friends with Rocket. I think would really like him, like Rocket or Peter. I think he would be like, that would be the Nova that would be part of the Guardians of the Galaxy the most. Like, I could see him partying with, like, the Guardians the most, like, especially like Peter and you know, all of those characters. Like, Peter would be like, you're my favorite Guardian, you're my favorite Nova. Guy, you're my favorite Nova. He's like, no, you're my favorite Star-Lord. I'm like, I'm the only Star-Lord. He's like, then you are my favorite. Yeah. So, also, Guy would get punched. If you thought Guy got punched a lot by women in the comics in DC, that doubles by Marvel. Because he's getting socked a lot for everything. Like, I could just imagine him going to Krakoa, like just being like, hello, fellow ex-women, lovely day, and then get immediately punched by every psychic because they just read Guy's mind and what he really thinks of them. I also think he would do everything in his power to piss Wolverine off. Like, Guy and Logan would totally not get along. Like, let's just get that out of the way. Guy, and out of all the characters Guy would not get along with, Logan would be the number one. Him and Logan would be, like, throwing jabs and like wanting to trade fisticuffs all the damn time. At least with Ryder, it would be the same thing with Hal, where they would butt heads, but Guy would have nothing but respect for Richard Ryder. And also, I could see him being like a big brother kind of character to Sam Alexander in the Nova Corps. Like, I don't think he would pick on a little kid. He'd just be like, come on, Squirt, I won't let anything bad happen to you. I could also see him being, like, also so irritating that, like, Peter would want nothing to do with him. But yeah. However, like I said earlier, Guy Gardner can go from jackass to general like that. When the chips are down, the Green Lantern Corps, 9 times out of 10, depended on Guy Gardner to hold the line when they were fighting the Sinestro Corps, the Black Lanterns, or the Third Army. He was the guy, no pun intended, to hold the line with the Green Lantern Corps and make sure that the Corps survived. He didn't give a shit about the Lanterns, but not the Lanterns. He didn't give a shit about the Guardians. He gave a shit about the Lanterns. They were the dudes on the front lines fighting and dying for their cause. And yeah, Guy saw himself as a soldier, and that more times out of not would need a soldier to lead them. So yeah, Guy Gardner is that character, and I could see that transitioning well to him being a member of the Nova Corps. I could see if they're like fighting, I don't know, like the Skrulls or the Kree or some other unknown galactic menace. Guy Gardner is going to be there at the Nova Corps, leading the Nova Corps and protecting their home world from, just holding the line and barking out orders no matter what. This is why he would be part of the Nova Corps, because you need a person like Guy Gardner to lead your soldiers and inspire them to keep fighting no matter what. So yeah, no doubt, would Guy not... he would be less liked in the Marvel Universe than he is in the DC Universe. But he'd probably have a lot more friends. He'd probably, like I said, he'd probably be best friends with Clint. I could even see him palling around. I could actually honestly see him being friends with Juggernaut. No doubt in my mind, I could see him as him and Kane Marco being bros. Absolutely, those two. I think him and Juggernaut would really hit it off. But yeah, also Hercules. There you go. Another I think Hercules would really have a fondness for Guy and be like, "Come, let us drown ourselves in wine and wenches." Now you speaking my language, Herc. But yeah. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you think it would be like if Guy Gardner was in the Marvel Universe? Just comment below, let me know. And once again, I'd like to thank Cyborg 19.99 for their Patreon request, as well as their continued patronage. But other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.